We continue our talk about the Texas Senate race, this November's marquee political contest here in the Lone Star State. Democrat James Talarico continues to campaign across the state, holding rallies and town halls and taking reporters' questions on various topics. They include issues he and his campaign have had to deal with in a very public way.
Last Tuesday, Talerico toured a child care facility in Fort Worth, where he unveiled his proposal for guaranteed, universal, affordable early childhood education and to expand the child tax credit, among others. He also held a town hall meeting in DeSoto Monday night. But his town hall in Houston on Sunday made headlines and gained attention online and on social media, as Talerico faced some criticism in the black community that he's not doing enough to earn their votes. Black Texans are a key constituency for Democrats. In response to the concerns, Talerico pledged to spend $25 million to communicate with their community and to get out their votes, but not before some tense moments.
You stay here, you answer our questions, or you suffer the consequences.
So I'm happy to engage. We'll come to here in just a second. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you traveling in, and I appreciate you.
I did it for my people, not for you.
Wonderful, and that's wonderful.
Before that exchange with Talerico, other elected Democrats from Houston spoke on his behalf. They too acknowledged the concerns of black voters.
Now, I'm not here to hide James from accountability, because the road to victory runs through Harris County, but you're not going to win statewide without the black vote, and we know that. And James knows that too. And if he don't know, but he do know, he gonna learn today.
But State Representative Lauren Ashley Simmons of Houston, who initially supported Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett for U.S. Senate, urged supporters to get ready for November and rally behind Talerico now.
We have a pathway to victory. We have a community to fight for, and we have people who need us. James is the top of our ticket, and I want him to win.
Crockett endorsed Talerico the morning after the primary, but she is not actively campaigning for him. Talerico rallied supporters in Houston and acknowledged that he needs to do more to stay in contact with elected leaders who call him.
But I have to say that the amount of incoming has been a lot, and I am doing my best to make sure that I'm returning calls as fast as possible.
I asked Talerico about the issue at his campaign stop in Fort Worth.
So I wanted to ask you about the concerns in the black community that you've heard about in Houston on Sunday night, that you're not doing enough to gain their support. And so this, I know, has been percolating under the surface for a couple months now. We saw it come out in full view publicly on Sunday. And so I'm wondering, why is this still an issue, do you think?
Well, there is no way to win Texas without Black Texans. If we're going to do that effectively, we have to show up for, invest in, and listen to black communities. And that's what we've been doing over the course of this campaign. We have been convening black business leaders, black faith leaders, black elected officials all over this state, in the big metro areas and in the smaller towns. I've been visiting black-owned businesses and black churches all over Texas. I've been appearing on black media here in DFW and Houston, and national black media. And then we've been holding these town hall discussions, including in Houston on Sunday and in DeSoto yesterday. We are polling better with Black Texans than any Democrat in modern Texas history. And so we need to continue that progress.
Talerico told reporters Monday night what his $25 million pledge will look like.
You're going to see paid advertisements directed toward black voters. You're going to see organizing, folks showing up at the doorsteps, folks showing up at community events, registering voters, speaking to voters, listening to voters.
He said part of his strategy to win is to keep returning to Tarrant County, the state's and nation's largest Republican county.
But Tarrant County is the biggest swing county in the state of Texas, and it is a must-win for me and my campaign. So you're going to be seeing us in Fort Worth and in Tarrant County a lot.
I interviewed Democrat Jane Hope Hamilton, who served as the Texas statewide director for President Joe Biden's 2020 campaign, about Talerico's campaign.
It is a dead heat. And what we see in Texas is that most times the Republican has to sort of be fired, right? You have this group of people who are unaligned, like they're not necessarily Republican and maybe that not necessarily Democrat, but they tend to default when they get into those voting booths to Republican, unless there's a reason not to. And I think what we're seeing is the beginnings of the holdout as it pertains to Paxton. And so what Talerico has to do is all of the things that he has to do to mobilize the base voters, right? That's Black voters.
We saw on Sunday, in a very public way, a town hall in which Talerico was having in the Black community in Houston. And one woman, came out and demanded that he stay and answer for more questions because I guess staff had said, one more question. And she wasn't happy with that and let him have it. Now, it was one person, but there was tension in that room the whole night. What's going on here?
We have to really look at this holistically. What is happening with Black Americans right now in this country, right? Which is, we've had a surge since November 2025, 8% in the unemployment rate. We see that home ownership amongst Black Americans is down. It's fallen in the first quarter of 2025 to 43%. Community development financial institutions, CDFIs, have been severely gutted and defunded. That is where Black entrepreneurs go to gain capital because traditionally we don't receive that capital investment from banks, let's say, or traditional lenders. And so there's a pain right now in the African American community. There's a lot of angst right now. There's also a situation where at the National Democratic Party level, there's a lot of dissatisfaction. So when you have all of these layers and you're Talerico and you're running, that means that you got to show up, and he is showing up. He's got to keep showing up. He's got to listen. He has to demonstrate that he understands what is on the line for Black Texans. We're starting to see that there's improvement there. I think it was a rough start in the beginning, but we are starting to see that the campaign is beginning to understand how important this all is.
Polls have showed that he told me, he is higher in the polls among African Americans than any Democrat running statewide has been. More so than
Beto. More so than Colin.
Right.
That's right.
But you're saying it's not just that because of the margins.
That's right. That's right.
So can you explain that?
Absolutely. So what we have to remember is this, is that, a regular turnout model, let's say in Dallas County, for example, right? We need to hit, in Dallas County, we need to be in the high 60s. That means that African Americans who might not normally get out, right, who we need to make up that 13% of the total vote, we got to push that number. You have to maximize and get as many people as you can in terms of numbers to come out and vote. And then you have to do everything else.
We're just about in August, which means there will be another 3 months of campaigning before the all-important midterm election.